Well, our second live show has come and gone. Thank you to everyone who has attended our second live show, which was on August 15th. Last week. Is that last week? I'm losing track. Last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. There's three parts to it. It's 3 hours. So I hope you guys had a great time. The entire thing, you could ask any question, Q&A. You could ask any question. You guys are shady MFs. You brought it. The questions were so much more shady this time, I think, because we just ended RHONJ. You guys had a lot of questions about the future of RHONJ. You all wanted to know about my breakup with Margaret, Jen Aiden. List goes on and on. Everyone always gets mad at me. Why do people get mad at me just for doing my job, man? But anyway, I digress. We cover everything. We're putting the whole thing on. Look, for everyone who attended, you could ask a question. You heard the answers. But for everyone on Patreon, we are going to put the whole three-part series there. So at least you could hear people's questions and at least you could hear the answers. So we're not sharing that on YouTube or anywhere else, but we did have a mini little chat at the beginning before we got into the Q&A, and we are going to share that here with you. Now, maybe we'll share the first question we were asked. I don't even know what it is. I have to go through this and see what the first question was. I don't even think we started out shady, but the whole thing we're putting over on Patreon. So anyone that wants to listen to that, click on the Patreon link below, leave a comment if you can't find it, and you could hear the whole 3-hour chat in its entirety on Patreon. Every single question. We could not plead the fifth. So if you want to go there and listen, but we're sharing this little intro clip here on YouTube because we love all our YouTube people too. We are going to have a third one. The last one sold out, which is, as I lose my voice here, the last one sold out, which is why we probably spent 3 hours. So love you all. Got a lot of things planned here for September as well. And hopefully you guys are having a good day. Go over to Patreon and listen. And here are some samples of that evening. Have fun. Bye. Whole new cast, or I don't know, although look at the Valley, and that seemed to work. So there you go. Okay, well, that's interesting. It'll be interesting. I also want to say, when you say about Jersey, I don't know if you've seen this, but there was this casting notice. Now, as you say, we know casting directors, like when people cast things, like it can mean nothing. They could just be putting out a casting notice, hoping the right people respond, getting it, and then shopping it around. So it doesn't mean this is a show. It doesn't mean it's green lit. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It doesn't mean a network actually asked for it. And it doesn't even mean that it's Bravo. But did you see this thing? I'm trying to find it, where a casting director asked for Italian American families in North End of Boston and in Chicago. Or not families, but like women with large personalities that are from a large Italian American family. Are we recasting New Jersey right before our very eyes in the North End of Boston or Chicago, where they're both heavy Italian neighborhoods? That's possible.
That'd be wild. That would be wild.
I mean, if you think about it, and the two things might have nothing to do with each other, it does kind of solve the problem. Like, I don't know. I just can't see them saying, here is the next generation of RHONJ and here the people are. I mean, we tried that in New York. It's not going great. It's going great according to you, Sarah, but it's not going great according to a lot of people. I think if you change the location, I mean, like there's nothing so special about Jersey. I mean, like the same way there's nothing so special about Orange County. Like it's not a New York, it's not a Beverly Hills. Like if you found the right group somewhere else, it would be compared to New Jersey, but it won't be. I don't know. Maybe that's a way to get around this whole thing and just have it somewhere else. And it really may have nothing to do with it, but I just find it interesting that some casting director, it's not even like a production company, that they're casting. Are you part of an Italian-American group? Not even family, sorry. Italian-American group of girlfriends in North End, Boston, or Chicago. We're looking for fabulous Italian-American women with dynamic personalities and compelling stories. Yeah, they'll throw one Jewish girl in there, the Jackie or Jen Fessler. I don't know. This seems suspicious to me. I'm going to keep my eye
That
on this
does
one,
seem,
Sarah,
yeah.
right?
Okay. Yeah, it does.
Before we get into the questions, yeah, we're gonna go right to the you guys like, you know what? Last time, and if we have time at the end, we'll do some more. Before we get into the questions, what do you think of Andy? Lots of people came for Andy based on the No New Jersey reunion. I don't think anyone watched this watch party and said, wow, what a great idea, what a great hour of TV. But a lot of
Awful.
people came from
Awful.
Andy, awful, right? And Andy says,
Boring.
well, can you see this group of women having resolution? How would that have worked? The caller clapped back and said, well, you could have made them. And he's like, yeah, with this group, I don't know.
It's not live. Like, of course he could have made it. They can make it anything they want to make it. It's literally shut the fuck up. We have to like get through this. Say one thing that you want to say about her and then shut up. And like, and if they can't shut up, then they're removed and gone to the green room. I mean, the lack of what do you like? Do you have any like put your conspiracy hat on? I don't know. Maybe it's the glass of wine. What's the conspiracy that we think why they didn't do a reunion? Is that odd? That's weird.
Drink up. I think it's a lot of things. I think it's that, we have Danielle not taking any sides. Danielle's lunging across a table. Jen Aiden is pushing her. I think the physicality of it is a problem. I do think that these people have manila envelopes. Granted, you could just say there's no manila envelopes allowed, but there's a lot out there of things and all this stuff. I mean, the bloggers made the mainstream news. So Marge would have come with envelopes. Teresa would have, everyone would have
Okay.
come with envelopes. I mean, Louis is being sued for the Vinavia business. Like, I just think it would bring a lot of dirt that's not on the show onto the show. Granted, they could edit that all out, but isn't that really exhausting?
Well, fair enough. I mean that, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, your theory makes sense. That could just be it. They
I just think it
so
was
much
too,
outside stuff. Yeah.
but that ain't a great thing for, the future of the show when you can't even trust your cast to have a reunion in the same room. That
And
don't fare well.
if you're going to do a full recast or a close to a full recast and half of them are going to be gone, what's the point of spending all the money and bringing them for a reunion and paying them for a reunion if you know already it's like done? You know what I mean? What's the point?
I just hope like they learn from this and instead of like just rushing something back on, which I think they've learned, just take your time. They should have just taken their time and recast this season. And I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's going to happen with Vanderpump Rules. I mean, there's no talk. I mean, other than this tidbit that you have revealed to us here today, you don't hear anything about this. All you hear is that Lala is pissed as fuck at Ariana for messing with her unborn baby's future.
Look,
That's all I hear.
I can tell you this for a fact. I mean, I went to Sir and recorded our interview with Peter there. I mean, he said nobody is shooting at Vanderpump. There has been no one shooting. Now, Peter still works there as a manager. I mean, if someone was going to see cameras up, he would have something to say. I mean, there has been no filming whatsoever of Vanderpump since when? When did they wrap the season? Last?
I'm sure everybody here knows. You and our timelines get convoluted. You always think things are farther away.
Oh, do I?
I
All
don't
right.
think it's last fall, but I don't know either because I'm an
All right.
idiot. But someone knows, and they're gonna tell us when we.
And
Um,
Joanne says Ariana's in Tahiti, so they ain't filming now.
No, they're not filming now. We will have some there's a lot going on that we're going to reveal as this goes along, but let's get into some questions because that really
Yes.
seems to be what everyone last time we had a great I was so happy with all the questions last time. So let's see if some of you got messy, but we're just going to go down the list and everyone stay muted, but you can unmute when it is your turn to ask a question. Let's see if this works because this worked last time. The first person we are going to start with is Kim. And I guess if you don't want to ask a question, you don't have to. So Kim, would you like to ask a question?
I'm good, thank you.
No question. Okay.
All right.
I mean, that is just fine. And we have a lot more to say if we get through these questions quick, but last time this is what everyone wanted. Okay, next is Alicia DeFrance.
Alicia.
So let me
Here
see.
she is. Oh my gosh. Alicia is the
On
Hi, hi.
year-old mama
Hi.
like I am.
I am a 42-year-old mama. I have a baby of 2 and 5.
Oh,
There
love.
you are.
Okay. Love.
So my
What?
question is, David, I'm a Jersey girl, born,
Yes.
raised
I
here
love a
forever.
Jersey girl.
You were here all the time. What happened? You used
What
to
do you
love Jersey.
mean?
You loved, okay, what happened with you
That is
and
a very
Jennifer?
open-ended question, Alicia.
I'm sorry. What happened
I
with you and
still do
maybe
I
Miss Jennifer or any of our Jersey people? I don't really like some of them, but I really
Yeah,
loved when you were here in Jersey.
I
David, what is
was I was in Jersey a lot. Have I been to New Jersey a lot lately?
No.
No. Thank you. Okay, so what has happened? What happened with me and Jennifer? I mean, listen, Jennifer and I, and it's been an up and down. Like we were friends before I ever had this podcast. We became friends. I was at her house all the time. You know what? The